Hey everybody, Ken Clark here. So listen, I dragged Marshall Shore out of his house today because I wanted him to tell me more about this mythical bowling alley that's underneath this parking lot over here and the real history of it, not just the myths about it, because I've heard a whole bunch of different stories. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get behind the camera. I'm gonna just leave it to Marshall to tell you what he knows about it, and I'll make snide and goofy comments from off camera.
Nice.
Because that's what I do. Okay, tell us what's going on.
All right, so here we are directly across Central from the amazing Westward Ho. And so when you're walking down the sidewalk, you'll notice something very unique about this little bit of sidewalk right here. And that would be the glass block that's inset in the concrete. And that always lets you know that there's something underneath. That whole idea of the glass block was to let light in to a business down there. And so when I first discovered this, it's like I had no idea what it was. And so then the search was on. And come to find out, it was a bowling alley. Now, what's really cool about this bowling alley was there were at least two ways to access it. There was an above ground staircase, as well as a tunnel to the Westward Ho that you could get to the bowling alley through as well.
So I always heard that it was like a speakeasy, but that is not true.
That is not true. Actually, there was a speakeasy in one of the basements of the Westward Ho already.
Okay.
So this would have, and we don't know actually when at this point it opened up, but I mean you can see.
So it's just a boring parking lot now.
Yeah, I mean. Exactly.
But what are the telltale signs other than these windows that it was something else here?
Well, I mean, you've got the fact that the concrete is very different above this as well. Here actually was the entrance that has this huge heavy steel plate on top of it.
So this would have been on the inside of the building?
Very
like
likely
staircase or something?
Yeah, so there would have been another building on top of this. And so at one point, this block was actually owned by, there was a jewel box pawn shop on the corner, and they actually owned the entire block.
Okay.
So when they sold everything. I mean, I'm always so intrigued because we have very few basement places in the valley, which makes more sense, especially in the hot summer, to go underground. I mean, I always had the hope that someday this would become a really cool jazz club.
Oh, right.
I mean, what a great space. I'm sure one of the issues would be the fact that there was only one way in, which is now covered up. I don't know if the city has done anything inside to keep people out as well.
When we first got here, you said that looks like somebody had moved something.
Yeah, a couple days ago I was out here just kind of poking around, and
as one is wont to do.
And so the curbs were actually on top of that. So I don't know. I mean, those.
But that's a big old massive steel plate. Nobody is gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened to the tunnel between the Westward Ho and here?
So when they put in light rail, they actually wound up filling in that tunnel.
Okay.
So there is no longer that way to access it.
Okay. So where did you get the information from this? I mean, you're a historian, so where did you go to find all this stuff?
All kinds of places. I go through old newspapers. My first spotting that it was the Gold Spot was actually a yearbook.
Okay.
From
It's funny, we got the Gold Spot Market at 3rd and Roosevelt.
Right, and that was actually earlier than this.
Oh.
So
copycats.
But I mean, the Gold Spot was just playing upon that history of mining. There were lots of things. I mean, it was like there were also found there was a Gold Spot Bowling League that was active since the 20s, and that
you found in a yearbook as well.
So yeah, so I mean, you can find all kinds of cool things, and then you've just got, I mean, just in the shadow of the Westward Ho. I mean, this really harkens back to when downtown was a thriving tourist destination. Lots of folks were coming here. I mean, staying here at one of the best hotels in all of the Southwest.
Which would have been the 30s and stuff, right?
Yeah, so it opened up 28.
28. And what are the names of people that we would remember of people who stayed there?
Oh, well, JFK.
Yeah.
Nixon.
Right. Did Marilyn Monroe come over?
So we don't know where. So she actually was likely staying in another hotel.
Like San Carlos, is that what?
Possibly San Carlos, or also, I'm forgetting the one that was just over here on First Street. But yeah, so it's like they said they were in town at the same time.
Yeah.
But they never stayed in the same hotel. You also had Jackie Gleason, who actually did a TV show from here, and he just had a standing hotel room that was just his. So whenever he rolled in town, he had a room.
Nice. All right. Well, things you don't necessarily know about downtown. There you go. So thank you, Marshall.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and you can go home now.
All right.